we've got a video question on childhood obesity, if you want to take a look.
Hello, Ms. Fry. My name is Andrew. I've been studying childhood obesity, and I was wondering what should we do as a country to fix it?
Oh. Do we have a couple of hours? Actually, no. If you look at some countries, Scandinavian countries have begun to do something about it. They've taken it on as a major national issue. We need to be doing this. You've seen the United States where Mrs. Obama has begun to work to take this on. There are lots of reasons for childhood obesity. We know that there's some genetic reasons for obesity, and so we need to look at those. But generally speaking, we're seeing a totally different shift in lifestyle from the way it was a few years ago. Two parents are working. Quite often the ability to sit down and prepare food from scratch is gone. We're looking at buying fast foods. We're looking at having to go out and buy refined foods, frozen foods in the supermarket, you know, whatever. So we're eating the wrong mixture of foods. Our nutrition has gone downhill. We're looking for quick and fast and easy to digest. So we're not looking at complex carbohydrates and a lot of fruit and vegetables. Secondly, poverty is an issue.
Right.
If you have a low income, there's no way you can go off and buy fruits and vegetables. You're buying mac and cheese at the end of the week because that's all the money that you can afford. So that's a second reason, lack of income to buy the appropriate food basket. The third one is that many people don't know. I mean, I remember back in the 80s when I was on the board of the British Columbia Medical Association and was chair of the nutrition committee. We were talking about working with schools to prepare life skills curricula where young people will start learning from kindergarten all the way up to grade 12, so it becomes a habit. How to eat, how to choose foods, how to be able to understand nutrition, because most people don't. I mean, they read the labeling on a can, they read the labeling on whatever. They don't really understand how many grams of salt and whatever this
My
all
kid
means.
tries to convince me that he should have these super chocolate Cocoa Puffs for breakfast because it says there's vitamins in them.
Well, exactly. And so we have all this kind of marketing stuff that goes on with the food industry that tells you that something is really great for you. And I mean, one of the things that I had been working on that Quebec has successfully done was to look at advertising. Well, guess what? Saturday morning when your kids get up and are watching cartoons, what do they see? Cocoa Puffs that Count Chocula and whatever else. And that's not really the best food for them. But man, are they giving you a hard time to go buy it. And most parents just don't need to fight over something like that. They want to work on the other things with their kids. So I think that's a reason. But
education was one thing.
Education was one thing. Poverty, money, ability to afford to buy good food is the second thing. Genetics is a third thing. The fourth thing, of course, is the fact that we now have so many young people who are not doing physical exercise.
Right.
If you're going to sit in front of a computer, I am so sorry because that's what we're doing now. But if you're going to sit in front of a computer all day or in front of a television set all day, and if all you're going to be doing is focusing on all of those things, nobody's putting it down. But the bottom line is you're sitting. You're sitting somewhere, you're not moving. And when you're locked into that, if you don't have to take an hour a day of quality daily physical exercise when you're in school so that you build that habit of doing it. And if you're not exercising regularly, you will become obese because other than for genetic reasons, obesity is caused by intaking more calories than you put out.
Right.
So this is a huge problem. And then, of course, if you're suggesting that some people who live in certain areas or who are disabled or who don't have access to a gym, quote unquote, then how do we help them and how do we? And we're talking here. We have a community clinic. When you walk in, the physiotherapist will also be part of your care, and that will say, well, you know what? I know you can't afford a clinic to go to a gym. Here's something you can do at home. In the evenings for 15 minutes. That will help to give you the kind of cardiovascular exercise that you need, plus the strength and the training and stuff. So, but it has to start from young. And what the sad thing about obesity is that we are now looking at the fact that many of us, my generation and of course your generation, were looking at that they could live to 99, 100. This current generation of young people are not going to live as long as their parents. And that is just sad, sad thing. And so we need to have a national strategy on obesity. And it's long coming.